If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. The world is going wild when they come for you. And the river's running dry when it all falls through. Don't you worry about a thing, baby, I got you. Yeah, baby, I got you.
Hello, my royal diamonds. Thank you so much for tuning into the Duchess of Success podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment on the video to help the algorithm find us. It is my pleasure to bring you all of the royal tea, honey. And if you would like to donate to the channel, please check out the links in the description box. All of your donations help to keep the channel running. Thank you for your support, and remember, you don't need a crown to be royal. We are all queens. Hi everyone, happy Thursday where I am. Maybe it's Wednesday where you are. Hope everyone is doing great. A lot to get through today. I think I've got almost 25 slides. Wow. And as this public battle begins, we are now in the petty briefing stage of this marriage, of this royal marriage. Yet another Wales couple at it. And it's just been a slow march towards this. And the writing's been on the wall for a while. For a long, long while. I'll never forget, maybe 3 or 4 years now, being at lunch and with a bunch of friends. I was with a bunch of friends and mentioning, you know, don't you think it's unfortunate that we're going to have another royal divorce in our in our generation. And everybody there looked at me like I was completely crazy. This was before I ever discovered the Sausage Squad. The Sausage Squad was even a thing. Actually, this was actually no. This is going. What am I saying? 4 or 5 years ago. It was even before that because this was before Harry got with Meghan. Sorry, no. This is going back way before. This is before Harry even got with Meghan, and the signs were there. And I remember saying to a group of friends, don't think it's unfortunate that we're going to have another royal divorce? And everyone looked at me like I was crazy. So I don't know what it is that we all can see that nobody else can see, but little by little, the fairy tale facade is breaking down. And the dysfunction of these people that they can't just bring themselves to, first of all, humble themselves and just admit that there are issues in this institution, that there are issues with themselves. It is truly a cult. And it's a cult of people that just want to hang on to power, live this life of privilege while being completely dysfunctional. And we all have to pay for it. The taxpayer has to pay for it. But anywho, um, let's start with some good news. Before we get into all of the drama, let's start with some good news. But let's see who's here. Hey, Black Queen. Hey, Church Nelly. Hey, Julia Rock. Thank you so much to the mods. You do an amazing job. If you'd like to become a mod, please put an animal emoji in the chat. And if I recognize your name and you're someone who's here often, I will make you a mod. Okay, yeah, Uncle Gary is on his BS. So is Sharon Osbourne. Okay, let's start with the good news. Meghan. Meghan, of course, is going to be at XSW, huge media event that happens every year for International Women's Day, and it has now been confirmed that we can watch each keynote live. So sxsw.com/live. So I will make sure to repost that in the community tab. And yeah, go tune into that, get the views up, and very, very much looking forward to watching that. She usually goes last at these events because they want to have a build up. But very much looking forward to that. And what amazing company. And actually, Nancy Wang, wasn't she on the Archetypes episode when they were talking about stereotypes about Asian women? I think it was the Dragon Lady episode. So very much looking forward to watching all of these women and seeing what they have to say. On International Women's Day, Meghan always the great speaker. Over in Harry's corner, World Child Awards nominations are closing on the 18th of March. So, if there's anyone who you think in the UK is worthy of being nominated, World Child, of course, works with families whose children have disabilities, giving them support. So, if you're in the UK and you know anyone who's worthy of a nomination, please put them forward. And also, now that Archetypes is being distributed via Lemonada, Meghan's new team and platform where she's going to be having her Archetypes podcast, it's now on all streaming platforms. So not just Spotify, it's on Apple and anywhere else that you can stream a podcast. And I'm hoping that we will get new stuff from Meghan via a podcast very soon. They are working on something. They've even changed the Archetypes coloring, so it's a lot more pink. Love it. Before it was all green. And also at Invictus Games, they are now hiring for an esports manager. Amazing. Esports is massive. Like, I want you to Google esports arena. They have events for esports in arenas now. That's how big it is. And even the Paralympic Games and the Olympic Games haven't jumped on esports yet, which is ridiculous to me just because it's so big. massive moneymaker. But they are looking to further develop their esports offering and best practices to aid the recovery of the international community, thanks to the continued support of partner Amazon to facilitate this role. So if you think you're good enough for that role, get on it. And great to see the Invictus Games expanding like that. I'd be interested to see what kind of adaptive equipment they use for this. I had a friend who knew a blind girl who was a developer, a web developer. And I don't know what type of program she used, but she was able to develop whole websites and she was blind. So um, it's great giving people an opportunity to partake in different things and not, letting any type of disability or trauma be a barrier. Great work from Invictus Games. Right, over in the trolls corner, Piers Moron and Dan Woo Woo. So Murdoch TV to close down television channel and go online. I mean, it was a very ambitious and audacious project to launch a channel like this when actually TV viewership is going down and things are going more online anyway. I haven't had a TV for probably a good decade now. And even when I was still living in my family home, I didn't have a TV in my room. I specifically chose not to have a TV in my room. I think it's distracting. And most of the stuff on there isn't great anyway. And people are, because of the convenience, going more online because you can watch in your own time when you want to. You're not, tied to a schedule. The whole idea actually now of me having to wait at a specific time for a specific show, it's actually just wild. Like I want to watch what I want to watch when I want to watch it. So um yeah, it was a very audacious project by Murdoch in the first place. And also I just think people are tired of this sensationalist, clickbait driven, rage bait type of media. Also, Dan Wooten is officially axed from GB News. Just incredible that all this time when he was spewing hatred towards Harry and Meghan wasn't axed. But now, because of this, he's been axed. And this was over comments that were made on his show with Lawrence Fox. What's wild about this, though, is I believe it was actually Lawrence Fox that made the comments. And I just think this whole thing was an easy way of them to get rid of Dan Wooten without answering any difficult questions. Because, of course, this whole row came just after the Bylines Investigates expose went viral. So I don't actually believe that Dan Wooten was axed because of whatever was said on that segment with Lauren Fox. I don't. I think this was just an easy out. So now Dan Wooten is apparently setting up his own independent platform, Dan Wooten Outspoken, which will feature a brand new daily news and opinion show from later this year and will not be regulated. Well, and he's gonna be doing this on his own website apparently. The money that he raised for his so-called lawsuit, there's been no update as to what that is going to be used for, if he's actually going to engage in a lawsuit with Byline Investigates, and I don't think he will. Because I don't think, other than bullying Byline, I don't think he has a case. Now, over on Celebrity Big Brother, Kate's Uncle Gary and Sharon Osbourne have been flapping their gums. Sharon Osbourne is not looking great. I think she needs to be focusing on her health more than she needs to be talking smack about anyone. And she's been talking smack about Meghan and Harry's popularity dwindling whilst on Celebrity Big Brother to revive her career. And I'm going to say career with a small c. The only reason this lady has any popularity is because of who she was married to. Beyond that, she doesn't really have any talent. She was given a spot on was it Britain's Got Talent, or I think even America's Got Talent. She may have had a small stint without having any actual talent herself. She got in there because of Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell was also friends with Piers Morgan, and Piers Morgan also had a stint on Britain's Got Talent also at one point. And she's on here talking about Meghan when Celebrity Big Brother is like, you've reached the bottom of the barrel. You have some public fame, but it's hanging by thread. So you go on Celebrity Big Brother to try and revive what's left of whatever career you have. That's who goes on Celebrity Big Brother. And but in the case of Gary Goldsmith, it's just because of who his relatives are. And because they know that he's going to talk about Harry and Meghan. But Celebrity Big Brother have now come under fire and it's not going their way because people are asking, why are we allowing a woman beater on national TV? Someone who was fined £5,000 for assault on his former wife. I think he's been married multiple times. Mouthing off about Harry and Meghan while admitting that he's never met them, by the way. Somebody who's punched his wife should not be given lessons on morality, as Claire says rightly. And so you've had domestic violence charities like Women's Aid who have issued a whole statement. I'm not going to read the whole statement, but this is just what they tweeted. We are disappointed with the decision to include Gary Goldsmith in the Celebrity Big Brother house. Producers must consider how his appearance will impact women who have survived domestic abuse. Read our full statement here. It is ridiculous. This man has offered absolutely nothing of any use to society. He doesn't have any talent. He's never had any media career at all. Why is he being allowed on this show? So he can stir drama about two people who he's never met. Now, what's even more interesting is a couple of times he has been asked about Kate. And he said at one point something that really has raised eyebrows. He said, when asked about Kate, there's a kind of code of etiquette. If it's announced, I will give you an opinion. If what is announced, you'll give us an opinion, Gary. If what is announced. Because if you're talking about Kate's illness, well, Kensington Palace has said we will update you as and when. They gave us a statement when she supposedly went into hospital. So what is it that he's talking about if it is announced? What else is there to announce, Gary? Did he just low-key confirm that there is some kind of divorce proceedings going on? He was very, very coy about it and then tried to change the subject and move things along. And then you had Emily Andrews, Emu, as we lovingly call her, go on Talk TV and say that Gary was speaking for us all when criticizing Harry and Meghan. Absolutely, he was not speaking for us all. Because if you go on the Celebrity Big Brother hashtag, almost every other tweet is something along the lines of, I will not stand for Meghan Markle slander. People aren't having it anymore. And I feel like the British tabloids just don't want to admit that the smear campaign, it hasn't worked. It has not worked. And these are the responses to the Talk TV tweet with the video of Emily Andrews talking her nonsense and Vanessa Feltz talking her nonsense too. These two bitter women do not speak for everyone in the UK. Most people with common sense know not to be in agreement with anything a wife or Salter says. But when bitterness and hate is so strong, of course their wicked souls will align with a fellow wicked soul like Gary. Somebody else saying, he wasn't speaking for me. He shouldn't have a platform. Not sure why you're pandering to a convicted abuser. This has backfired so much on the Middletons, on Celebrity Big Brother, and on the tabloid press, and on the Royal Rotarats like Emily Andrews. In other Emily Andrews news, by the way, she tweeted this in response to that picture about Kate. The fact that Kensington Palace exerted huge pressure on the British media not to publish the pic shows it wasn't a candid pack shot and they didn't want it at all. Also, spare me your BS, that was deliberate to throw off scent thesis. Caps are smart, this was not a setup. So stop your patronizing and ill-informed BS as you've never been on the rota. Talk to a Kensington Palace, a royal, ever step foot with one that is. None of those other car shots were staged either. One of them was her going to Buckingham Palace, for goodness sake, Snapper Central. But the thing is, Emily Andrews, is that the royals are almost never papped or snapped. And whenever they are, it's always after something has happened or when they're trying to create a narrative. So why wouldn't we believe that this is the same? Why would we not believe that this is the same? I'm hoping. Did I delete it? I think I may have deleted it. I've got footage of Emily Andrews. Hang on a sec. Let me see if this is the one.
What do they do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, look.
No, that's the one of Sharon Osbourne. Is it this one? No, that's the one of the sun. I'm so mad. I think I deleted it. But there's actual footage. Do you know, I'm gonna find it. There's footage of Emily Andrews basically admitting that she is part of the spin. And there's another piece of footage of Emily Andrews talking about her relations with Buckingham Palace. Sorry, with Kensington Palace, and the royals in general. And the way that she's talking, it's like a gossiping schoolgirl in the playground. She was talking about Kate and Meghan and the way in which the press was stoking this, Princess Royals catfighting kind of narrative. And she's not talking about this like any kind of serious journalist. I'm gonna find that footage and play it to you because it's like these people just get off on the fact that they have insider knowledge and access to the royals, and it makes them feel very special and they know all the gossip. They're not interested in any type of real journalism at all. So Emily Andrews can sit herself down. Because like the rest of us, let's just be honest, she's here for the tea. So she should just humble herself and admit it. Stop acting like you're any kind of special journalist, because you're not. Now, this whole situation with the Kate photograph, it doesn't seem to be fooling anyone. To be honest, when I first saw it, I wasn't actually that suspicious at all. I really wasn't. I thought it was strange. I didn't think that it was a good choice of photo because they both look miserable in that photo, both Kate and her mother. But I honestly didn't think there was anything that was hugely strange about it. But a lot of people feel that it is not Kate in that photo, or that there's just something very off about it. And there's a million reasons why. It's very grainy. In the past, when we've gotten car photos, regardless of what Emily Andrews has to say, they're very clear. Pap photos. Why is there no security? There's been comments about the tires of the car, the fact that Kate doesn't have a mole, something weird going on with her hair. Why is Carol looking so miserable? Why is there only one photo? There's absolutely no way a pap would take one photo. So it's not even like we have multiple photos to go with. There's just one. Why was it released now? Whose idea was this? Was this Kate and her mother's idea? Was it Kensington Palace? And in the middle of all of this, Camilla's disappeared. Charles isn't saying anything. He was having a Skype Zoom call with Justin Trudeau yesterday. So he's just getting on with the duties like none of this chaos is going on. And the question, or the next question is, so what do they do now? Where do they go from here? Because this has not gone the way they want it to. Even their own, this is from GB News, aren't convinced.
On a celebrity website, TMZ. I've seen it, of course, on the internet myself. It certainly, Beverly looks like her, wearing big glasses.
Looks like Pippa. Looks more like Pippa to me.
Well, they were driving in the same 4x4 that Prince William used when he went to the London clinic to see his wife. So I think that's another straw in the wind. If she is up and about on a celebrity website, TMZ, I've seen it, of course, on the internet.
There was a very good article in Celeb Bitchy that asked the question, let's assume these photos of Princess Kate are real. Who arranged them and why? And I believe this is by Kaiser. It says, when a very prominent princess goes missing for 70 days, there will always be speculation, rumor mongering, and conspiracy theories. Of course. That's what Kensington Palace found out in recent weeks and months. And you know what? They found out because they still believe that they're untouchable. They still believe that this is 1997. It isn't. I think it's interesting that Kensington Palace wasn't really feeling the heat of providing proof of life on the Princess of Wales up until last week. 1 week ago, well, they wouldn't feel the heat because it's not unusual for Kate to go missing for the first month and a half of the year and not be doing any work. So they didn't think there would be any heat because, let's be honest, even the most hardline royalists don't actually pay attention to what the royals are doing on a day-to-day basis. They just love the idea of royalty. So the fact that she went missing and it was all very suspicious and there were all other rumors flying around, that is what has driven the interest. People know this family is dysfunctional and crazy. That's what's driving the interest now. You've never had this level of interest for whatever it is the royals do on a day-to-day basis. Showing up to places and giving a smile here and there, as William says he does.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes that's more than financial.
Yeah. Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So,
So, article goes on to say, 1 week ago, Prince William pulled out of King Constantine's memorial service at the last minute, citing a personal matter. That's when it all begun. Suddenly, KP could not contain the speculation about Kate's whereabouts and condition. What they thought would be a local, manageable story became an international news story, covered in all of its weirdness on American news channels and beyond. Yes, even American news channels. There's also an Australian news channel where the anchors are literally sitting there, bold-faced and saying, we don't believe that's her. We don't believe what's going on. Kensington Palace hemmed and hawed and tried to weasel out of responsibility for what they created. And now we finally have proof of life. A grainy as hell exclusive backward photos in TMZ. Because Kate has been missing for so long, these grainy proof of life photos just added new layers of conspiracy and rumor. Some claim the person in the passenger seat is definitely not Kate but Pippa. Some say it's a faux Kate hired for the Pap Stroll drive. Some say the photo is doctored and it is Kate, but it's an older photo. There's a whole thing with the numbers of tires and Kate's missing mole and how the grainy quality of the photo was added in post. Like, maybe some of these theories have some meat, but personally, I find it more interesting to assume that it is Kate and go from there. Was she ordered to do this photo up by the palace? Did William know about it? Was this something Carol and Kate dreamt up together? Is she on steroids? Likely. Is Kate genuinely recovering at Adeline Cottage, or has she been staying at Middleton Manor? And, as I asked yesterday, if Kate is well enough to wear lipstick, sit in a car, and be driven around, why didn't the palace simply organise a simple recovery photo weeks ago along with a message of thanks for the well wishes. Very good questions. And now, in all of this weirdness, we also have this. So, actually, let me start here. So, it was announced by the British Army that Kate would be attending Trooping of the Colour, this big event that they have every single year for the monarch's birthday that I didn't even know existed until Meghan came into this family. They announced that she would be coming. Now, what was weird was that, first of all, the British Army announced this. It didn't come from Kensington Palace. And there has been some suspicion now that Kate is now operating completely separate from the Kensington Palace comms team. There are all these weird leaks in page 6, one of which referred to themselves not as palace sources or Kensington Palace, but Kate's people. Since when did Kate have her own people? She's meant to be under one office, and that's Kensington Palace. So now, Kate's people, through the British Army, announced that Kate's going to be at Trooping and go back to royal duties. But Kensington Palace have now said, oh, no, that's not happening. And now you've got, on the cover of the Metro, Palace's anger at Kate date clanger. So now the battle has begun. So Cameron Walker, one of these GB News talking heads, said, I understand Kensington Palace was not consulted about the British Army's announcement this morning. It appears the Princess of Wales' attendance is not guaranteed at the stage. So why did the British Army announce it? They would not have done that without somebody's approval. Chris Ship tweeting, first you saw it, then you didn't. British Army removed its webpage referring to Kate and the King's appearance at Trooping after Kensington Palace said only they confirm Kate's engagement, not the MOD. It's still up right now, causing the confusion. So this was just before. It's still up right now, causing the confusion about it and when Kate will return to work. The British Army might be about to take this page down for Trooping. And then they took it down. So what's going on here? There seems to be this weird back and forth. When is she coming back? When is she not coming back? When they first announced that she went in for abdominal surgery, they said it would be about 3 or 4 months and we'd be looking at Easter. And then there was all this leaking about that it could be 12 months. And then there was all this weird leaking about it took William by surprise. Mind you, looking back now, the big giveaway that something was going on was when we didn't see any type of celebration posts or photos or portraits of Kate for her birthday. That was a dead giveaway. And I think a lot of us were a little bit asleep. Because they usually make a big deal. We get, new photos. We get all these articles about how Kate is keening. She's coming into her own after how long of being in this institution, and we got nothing. And there were stories about her being at her mum's place for her birthday. But it was all very muted. So the signs were there and have been there. And now all of a sudden, we're getting back and forths about when she's going to be there and when she's not going to be there. And back and forths between the British Army and Kensington Palace. Like, wow. And to try and hide the fact that there is so much chaos going on with the main royals in the royal house, of course, they're still trying to use Harry and Meghan as a shield. So from absolutely nowhere, you've now got this. Party girl, I'll put Harry's Vegas snaps on OnlyFans. Mind you, we done seen Harry's infamous Vegas snaps a long time ago, and this is 2024. Ain't nobody clutching their pearls about nudity. And Harry talked about his frozen ding-a-ling in Spare. He told us all about his ding-a-ling in Spare. So what does it matter that this girl apparently has Vegas snaps? In fact, that's the reason why Harry told us about his ding-a-ling, because now you've got nothing to use against him. And it wasn't even 24 hours. And her OnlyFans account was closed after the news threat. Because say what you want about OnlyFans, and I'm not a fan, but they don't play around like that. They do not allow any kind of revenge, PORN, or anything that, you know, anybody didn't consent to be up on their platform. All of the content on there is created by people who consentingly upload their own content. You can't just start uploading other people's stuff or threatening people with nudes or anything like that on OnlyFans. So they said, absolutely, we are not having it. And her account was suspended. So whoever in the palace or in the press thought that they were doing something, no, you weren't. And the responses to the Sun's tweet, I'm telling you, y'all, people are fed up. Somebody saying, I cannot believe this qualifies as front page news in a country facing its current and very serious issues. Harry has lived quite a reckless life before. It seems Meghan has had such a positive impact on his life. OnlyFans doesn't play messy. When will they learn? Indeed, when will they learn? People have had enough. And you know, everything that the palace and the press try to put on Harry and Meghan, it comes back 10 times over. So threatening people with nude photos, when you've got the likes of Dan Wooten running around filming people, not something I'd want to do. Don't let karma hear you doing that. And in the middle of all of this drama, William apparently is going to take another week off from giving a smile here and there with Princess Anne and Edward to pick up the slack. You know, every time I hear that the royals are taking a break, the first thing I ask is, from what? But I get it. William needs a nice little holiday, a nice little getaway, or rest at home, because apparently being a royal is so tiring that he can't stand up straight and put a pin on someone's jacket. He was out here swaying like a darn flag and dropping people's pins at work with a small W. Y'all, I don't know what's going on with these royals, but it's just a whole mess. Right, I've gone on for almost half an hour. There were some other things that I wanted to get to, but I actually have to be somewhere this morning. There was one last thing that I wanted to mention. Do I have the audio? Yes, Charles and his cancer diagnosis. Now this was on Jeremy Vine, and the Royal Rotarats can't seem to get their stories straight. So this is what Carol Malone said on Jeremy Vine. I don't have it in my laptop, I'm sorry. So I'm going to play it through the phone. Here we go. One sec.
And I think, you know, what Charles did was a great thing with the prostate.
Well, he didn't tell us what cancer he had.
No, he did. Well, he doesn't have cancer. But what he had was he was having a prostate procedure. He let it be known. I don't know if it is.
He had
The last prostate.
He had a prostate test.
Yes.
The prostate was fine, but he was diagnosed with cancer of another part.
Well, what?
Okay, so we don't know what part of
I can't say what it is but I know. But the thing is that what he did in.
Well, so she can't say what it is, but she knows. But she just said that Charles didn't have cancer when he's been given a cancer diagnosis. We just don't know what type of cancer it is. So does he or does he not have cancer? The only thing we don't know about Charles's cancer diagnosis is what type of cancer it is. But they're saying that he does. The talking, bobbling heads on the TV can't seem to get their story straight either. And with that, I will end with your comments, and then we will wrap things up. Thank you, as always, everyone, for your continued support. It's getting hot out here, and the wild thing is, this is just the beginning. Thank you so much to Zuri for the coffee. You said, have a cup of coffee and spill the tea. As always, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys and dolls. Oh, and by the way, so it's taken me a while because there were just so many, but I have deleted almost 200 videos that I suspect could have been in violation of YouTube's content reuse violation that they said that my channel was in violation of. So that's very disappointing that I had to delete all those videos. But I have gone through, oh, sorry, noise in the background. I have gone through my whole channel and done that. So hopefully, come April 19th, when I put my appeal in, there shouldn't be any issues. But it's just a waiting game now. And thank you, of course, for your continued support. Right. Oh, actually, I missed it because I started talking and I didn't check. But again, if you want to, oh gosh, there's so many. Okay, do you know what? Never mind, never mind. I'm gonna go back and watch the replay because I said if you want to be a mod, um, put an animal in the chat. So I'll go back and watch the replay, and then those of you who you know put an animal emoji in the chat, I will make you a mod. Okay, let's go to your comments. John Hickey, I see the UK are bidding for Invictus. Yes, they are, but Harry can't get his security. So the absolute audacity of them to think that they can bid. And there's been very little support for the UK Invictus athletes. Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I even posted about this. Happy birthday to Nacho. Santa Bale actually posted about this. Hope Nacho's having a fantastic day. I hope he was delivered a fresh batch of eggs from Archie's Chicken Inn. Julia, I never turn on the TV. Pay $225 a month for TV and internet. Crazy. Gosh. Valerie, big screen TVs are good for YouTube viewing only, in my opinion. TV is over. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Joan Hickey, it's all streaming now. Yeah, Don, I got rid of the TV in the bedroom. Lady T, you said, I said Sway Sway. I love that we're calling William Sway Sway now. I said Sway Sway must have mentioned the D word to Mumbles over that holiday divorce. The question is, did he do something to her? Did you do something to her? Yeah. I mean, we're gonna get the truth eventually. A lot of you making comments about Sharon. Yeah. She needs to just be quiet. And the last I heard of Sharon Osbourne working, she got fired from another TV show. I mean, what qualifies her to be on all these shows? Julia, Gary should be asked where Kate is. He was asked just before he went into the house. I actually think he's up for eviction now. But he was asked, and he was just very vague and said she's being given the best care and she'll be sitting on a couch in a nice house. Something along those lines. Hi, everyone. If you're just tuning in, we are actually just wrapping up and I'm just going through people's comments because I've missed quite a lot. So you can catch up on the replay. Patricia, Kate's in the shade, her mum is in the sun, and they're in the same car. It could just be where the sun landed, because I also noticed that. I was like, that's a bit strange, but it could just be where the sun landed and, where the car was positioned as it was going down the road. Thank you so much, TCC Sun, for the coffees. Janika, you said the matted hair in the pic blew to his face, then lips deliberately fogged up on her side. Looks like the two pics were merged. There is something very strange about the picture. There is something very strange. Adrian, you said Carol would be smiling if she saw people waiting to see it. Carol looked annoyed. Yeah, she looked annoyed and angry. And even Carol's face, actually, if you zoom into Carol's face, it looks mangled. We're going to find out one day. And thank you also to LA for the coffees this morning. Those of you who are members, if you would like to restart. Oh dear, hang on a sec. Some audio in the background. Yeah, if you want to start your membership, you can actually do that on Buy Me a Coffee. Just give me a sec to get the link. And yeah, I will post the link to Meghan's live with SXSW on the 8th. Please make sure to tune into that. Oh, sorry, give me a sec, folks. My computer is freezing really, really badly. Don't know what's going on here. All right, here we go. Kenneth, you said, I thought that the photo of her sister, the wig, isn't on properly. William wasn't in the vehicle. I saw William the day he went to see Kate. He was not driving an audio 4x4. There was 4x4 behind him. Yeah, and also Pippa's meant to be on holiday, right? Or did she come back? All very strange. And Camilla just deciding to disappear. And have you noticed how after blanket coverage they've gone completely silent about Thomas Kingston? Boy. Very strange. Joan Hickey, did you see Australian news? They said it might be a waxwork. I did see an Australian news station where they were talking and they were like, that can't be her. Benjamin, you said, God forbid, if something gets worse or something happens to her, how will they explain this? That was risky. All right. I think I'm going to wrap things up there. Not frozen ding-a-ling. If you read Spare, you'll know what I'm talking about. Harry told us all about it without shame. So it's like, how are you going to come out here and say that you're going to give us nude photos of Harry? Okay, give us nude photos of Harry. Harry's a fine man, is he not? Meghan's husband is fine. Like, what do you think that's going to do? It would make him a lot more modern than all the other royals. Honestly, like, the threats just don't work anymore. Oh, all right. Gonna wrap things up. Have a fabulous day, everyone, and we will catch up tomorrow, okay? Ciao.
If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the rules, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, distance, no matter the route. Yeah, baby, I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you, baby, I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, I know. Keep coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you, baby, I got you. I got you, 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 I got you. And the world is going wild when they come for you, and the river's running dry when it all falls through. Don't you worry about a thing, baby, I got you, yeah, baby, I got you.
Hello, my royal diamonds. Thank you so much for tuning into the Duchess of Success podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment on the video to help the algorithm find us. It is my pleasure to bring you all of the royal tea, honey. And if you would like to donate to the channel, please check out the links in the description box. All of your donations help to keep the channel running. Thank you for your support, and remember, you don't need a crown to be royal. We are all queens.